Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me for the PearCast episode 8. We got a lot of great news stories this month, bringing you some of the funniest things of the month. We also have a conspiracy story hosted by not Connor this time, but Paige Eckstein, who's joining me here as a co-host.
Hello. And
filling in the round table here, we have Chris Bruemmer.
That's me filling out tables. That's what I do best.
filling out the cast because
taking up spaces.
Connor could not join us this evening. He is out of town, but we still have a lot of great stories to bring you. Starting with man found dead in wife's freezer after a decade, left note saying she didn't kill him.
I've actually heard about this.
You heard this story?
Yeah, I've totally heard about this one before. Have you heard this?
Nope.
She got it like notarized. Like he notarized and was like, listen, she didn't murder me.
I actually have a video.
Did he just crawl into the freezer himself?
No. So I think, I don't want to steal the thunder, but what I think what it was something about he wanted her to continue to receive benefits on his behalf. And so he was just like, listen, when I die, just stuff me in the freezer. We'll notarize something that says you didn't murder me and you'll be good.
Police in Utah.
Yeah, I have a video here.
Okay, interesting.
This will explain all of it.
Should I throw it up?
Yeah, throw it up.
A man found dead in a freezer after 10 years may have planned to keep his death a secret to help his wife collect government benefits. Officers found the body of Paul Mathers in a chest-style freezer November 22nd. His wife died of natural causes in a retirement community near Salt Lake City. Investigators believe Mathers' wife, Jean Surun Mathers, put her husband in the freezer when he died between February 2009 and March 2009. But they also found a notarized letter inside the freezer signed by Paul saying his wife was not responsible for his death. Investigators are now looking into the possibility the couple planned to keep Mathers' death a secret so his wife could continue receiving his Social Security and Veterans Affairs benefits. Police investigators believe Surun Mathers received at least $177,000 of government payouts after her husband's death. Katie Johnston for CBS Local News.
They make that sound like it's such a huge amount. Like that's over a decade.
Yeah,
she got 177,000.
I was thinking that exact same thing. She got like 10 grand a year, right?
17.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
but they make it sound like it's such a huge.
They make it
amount.
sound like she got a shitload of money.
At first, that's what I was thinking. Was like, whoa, and then I was like, wait a second, that's 17.7.
Yeah.
Like that's like shit.
Over 10 years.
Yeah. Well, and the way the news anchor framed it, like it's like an ingenious crime, as opposed to just like elderly people trying not to starve
trying
to death.
To survive.
Yeah.
But okay, so my biggest question is though, she said the woman was living in a retirement facility.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is that like a retirement home?
Yeah.
Yes.
How did no one catch that there was an elderly man dead in her freezer for 10 years?
Well, because
other people in the family probably were aware of this.
Do you think so?
Think about it. If you got a suburban house in any major area that's worth a bunch of money and grandma doesn't live there anymore, but it's still in the family's name, people were either going to sell it or live in it or something, somebody was maintaining it. And at some point, you're probably got to be like, well, grandma hasn't lived here in 4 years. Maybe we should clean out the freezers.
Oh, no, grandpa's in there.
Yeah. But that didn't happen, apparently. So I think other people must have known that grandma... Also,
somebody else knew that grandpa was dead.
Is this a giant freezer or a tiny man, or was there
a combination of the two?
A combination of the two.
I imagine it's like a
deep
freezer.
Yeah,
and he's like, the classic body in a deep freezer. Chris, you never, found a body in a deep freezer?
Wouldn't you have to fold somebody up and shit?
Yeah, you got to fold them a little bit. A tiny bit, at least. You got to fold them a tiny bit.
There's a bit of people folding that goes into any good crime.
People origami, it's fine.
But yeah, that's somebody else in the family had to know.
But also, what are they investigating? She didn't murder him.
And she's dead, by the way.
And she's dead. So, they can't really
dead.
charge her with, fraud or whatever it is whenever you collect money on someone after they've passed away.
Well, this is America, so they'll probably, if they have children, put a rock on their check until $177,000 or whatever it is paid off.
Ugh.
Yeah, the headline's a lot funnier than the actual story when you get into it, you know what I mean? This is one of the few that I've actually had time to read before we started the stream tonight. The other ones I haven't really read, but this one is the only one that was like, oh, it's kind of just
people trying to survive.
People trying to survive and get by. Yeah.
Hey, if I wouldn't mind being put in a freezer in that scenario.
Make sure you get your stuff notarized first.
Yeah, if it got my missus 10 more years of surviving,
Yeah, that seems well worth it.
Yeah. Or just if it's cheaper, I don't care. You know,
whichever.
I feel like Frank in It's Always Sunny when he's like, "Throw me in the trash, I'm dead. I don't care." Like
whatever's cheapest.
Yeah.
So in this case, not only did it not cost anything, it was a net benefit. Money, of almost $200,000. That criminal.
We have a whole slew of Florida stories. So I think I'm just going to go through.
Florida's full of stories.
Yeah, they always come up. I think I'm just going to kind of go through all the Florida ones in a row. So we'll start off with just a simple, quick one. A good laugh. Bus full of school kids evacuated over too much Axe body spray in Florida. A Florida student's use of Axe body spray was so overwhelming that a school bus driver pulled over and called for help thinking something was wrong. Students were asked to get out of the bus. In Manatee County, they were evacuated by local EMS, the TV news station reports. But no one was taken to the hospital. The incident affected Buffalo Creek Middle School students near Parrish.
What happened to him that made the bus driver, like, were kids, like, eyes watering? Were they acting like they got maced?
Affected kids like they've been mustard gassed.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
But they don't describe any, like, symptoms.
And one kid was responsible for this?
Just a single kid.
Chris was, no, this might be.
Hey, that's more, you might remember the marketing campaign, the Pits the Chesty.
Oh, Pits the Chest.
Yeah. You pull the Pits the Chesty. He was just doing
doing that non-stop.
Figure eights.
People are coughing.
Yeah.
Was Axe body spray around when you were in middle school?
No, that's like high school. I want to say is when
kids used to
like bathe in it.
Reek of Axe body spray.
Yeah, it was brutal.
No, when I was in high school, I was in high school when it was when like its heyday.
Yeah,
you know, when it was its most popular, and people would buy it for you. Like aunts and moms would be like, "Oh, here's that spray.
Here's that $5 body spray that you kids always talk about." Yeah.
Doubles as chemical warfare, apparently.
Apparently,
Good to know.
Apparently, you can take down a school bus with it, which sounds really bad out of context.
Maybe there's. I'd like to imagine that it's like more fascinating in the chain of events that it led to. Like this kid's put it on, and he drops it, and the cap pops off.
And it just keeps spraying as it rolls down the bus very dramatically.
It just rolls through the whole bus, spraying.
When I was a kid, I used to like when they got close to being empty, I would take the Axe can
and you drink it.
No.
You punch a hole in it.
No, come on, man.
All right.
I used to set it down and I would stab it.
Okay.
Like with an axe or a machete, and it would go poof. It'd explode. It was fun.
Yeah. You're lucky you didn't get some shrapnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not very safe.
Anyway, moving on from Axe body spray.
When you got done doing that, did you shoot flaming arrows at gas cans?
No, I did. I did used to like because you could like light a lighter and spray Axe and it would create fire.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing that.
You do that with any compressed stuff.
Well, I liked it. It was fun though. You know.
Yeah, man, arson's great.
Tune in next time for more dangerous things you should not try at home.
Arson tips with Dan.
Speaking of things you should not try, pro golfer arrested in Florida prostitution sting called Operation Santa's Naughty List.
Wait, what? Okay, I got too caught up in the Santa's Naughty List. Did you say pro golfer?
I did.
Like was a prostitute?
No.
He was a
probably
John.
One of the Johns.
He was a John.
I assume he was the John. They don't actually say.
Hold on, we're making a lot of assumption here, guys. It could be that it's like a brothel full of old golfers.
Oh,
and he's like
that's a possibility.
He's like the madame, you know.
Well,
and he's bringing people to bang like Jack Nicholson.
Is it what's his name? The one who keeps getting in trouble and is the only golfer I know. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
No,
is
it's
it Tiger
not
Woods?
Tiger
Damn
Woods.
it! I was kind of hoping it would be.
But Tommy Two Gloves Gainey,
what the fuck?
44, was arrested Sunday and charged with first-degree misdemeanor solicitation.
Oh.
Sunday,
so
the 26th, I believe. Polk County Sheriff's Office said Wednesday that Gainey was arrested in an undercover sting called Operation Santa's Naughty List, which lasted 6 days. The investigation yielded 53 arrests for prostitution, 46 arrests for soliciting prostitution, and then 5 arrests for intent to sexually harm a child.
Ooh.
Which is not what Gainey is charged with, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But so it sounds like Operation Santa's Naughty List was good.
Why didn't they go after all the child molesters more so? They only caught like a handful of those, but they caught like what, 40 prostitutes? Whatever.
Well, what they probably do when they lure people there for those things is they're like, you know, like what do you call it when to catch a predator guy?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're like,
well,
we got the young ones. What do you think, creep? Come back. And
yeah.
if they're like, sure, that sounds good, then that's the charge.
But like, I don't know. Just leave fucking prostitutes alone. Go after the child molesters.
Well, they're going after, I don't know.
They caught 5.
They, among the suspects arrested, a Disney security guard who showed up naked to try to buy sex from an adult undercover detective.
He showed up naked?
He showed up naked.
He just, whoa.
Yeah, you missed that part?
No, wait, repeat that?
He just like hopped out of his truck naked?
Among those arrested was a Disney security guard who showed up naked to try to buy sex from an undercover adult detective.
Wasn't fucking around.
No.
He was ready.
Did you ever see the,
He was like, hey, I'm not a cop, right? That's how I'm going to show that.
Have you ever seen the,
I ain't wearing a wire.
Have you ever seen the Chris Hansen?
The naked guy who shows up like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's that same guy gets caught like 5 times.
And he shows up naked every time. Well, I mean, that guy's got a problem. This Disney security guard, I think, showed up to buy at least adult sex.
Just showing up naked's goddamn hilarious. He's
not the best move.
Wasting any time. When you're paying for time, he's not fucking around. I'm just
I don't
saying.
have time to get my clothes off. I only have 30 minutes with you. I'm not wasting 5 of it.
I'm here. I'm ready. Let's go.
I need 2 minutes of sex and 24 minutes of cuddling.
That's fucking hilarious.
That might be actually it for our Florida stories. I thought we had 3, but I'm not necessarily seeing it. We may come across it later as I go through the articles.
Florida always pops back up.
But I do have.
I'll go ahead and make up a Florida story.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Probably
Do it.
won't be.
Let's
no,
hear it.
no,
Okay.
I'm just saying it wouldn't be as ridiculous as the real Florida stories.
True. So we'll move on to some of our animal stories. I got a couple of those too. Paige, you like this one?
Oh, will I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you will. There's nothing.
I don't know. I feel like you're
have
gonna throw some like mummified
I don't
toe
have
drinking
anything
thing at me.
fucked up this entire podcast.
I don't believe you. But
One article is maybe borderline.
Okay.
But other than that, nothing's that fucked up.
Okay.
You'll like this one. Someone is putting tiny cowboy hats on pigeons in Las Vegas.
That's amazing. That's
I've heard
amazing.
about this.
As animal workers rescue to remove them.
Oh, are they hurting the pigeons?
Well, that's what I'm not entirely sure of.
Do hats hurt
How
pigeons?
do you get when you see the picture of it?
Are they
you're like, how's that? Is that hat stapled on them?
Yeah, is it like glued? Is it on the meat? Or are they just like putting them like little rubber bands? Because that's fucking adorable.
There is something about glue in here, but let me start off the top.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know. Maybe there's not glue. Someone in Las Vegas has
All
been
the
putting
birds are
tiny
bald
cowboy
now.
hats on the heads of Las Vegas
Just peel
pigeons.
them off.
And while you might be asking yourself why, one local onlooker only has one explanation. The rodeo's in town. That's
Wait,
what
so
Robert
is it a
Lee
stunt?
told.
Are they trying to say it's like a stunt to drum up interest?
I don't know. That's what Robert Lee told Storyful when asked about the pigeons. He recorded wearing miniature cowboy hats. That's the only explanation I have, said Lee. I saw something red on the pigeon's head and looked down at these awesome things, he said.
Do you have any pictures?
I do. You want to see a picture?
Yeah, I really want to
couple
see
of
a pigeon with a
pictures.
cowboy hat.
Yeah, Chris, you're going to love this, buddy.
I'm excited.
I've seen one of them, I think.
Oh, yeah? Have you seen this one?
Yeah.
Aren't they cute? They're super cute.
Oh my god!
Describe them.
They look like characters in Rango.
Yeah, yes, they do.
They have their tiny little red cowboy hats, and they're so cute.
And the way the one's cocked to the side like Woody from Toy Story, and the other's like a sheriff.
He does. He looks so serious in the way he's
Yeah.
looking down. Oh my god!
I also have a couple more.
I love them.
I think I have another picture.
Well, they better not be hurting them or like glued to their head.
Well, I mean, there's. I don't think it's attached to their brains. At least.
Oh, Jesus
shit.
Christ!
God,
Sorry
that
about
was
that.
so
I just
loud.
played a really loud noise.
Woo!
Sorry about that. I thought there's a
Did
video.
just us hear that, or did that go?
Well, I forgot. I already looked at this. There's a video on Fox News, but it's one of those stupid modern videos that just text over footage, and there's no.
Actual.
I thought there might be an interview with Robert Lee, but
You'll
here's-
never believe what's going on in Tampa. Where are we talking about?
What?
Las Vegas.
Yep. I almost said New Vegas.
New Vegas.
Here, check this out.
You can tell which one I care about more.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
I love them so much.
Check this out. Here's a video. I think this is Lee's video.
Oh my god.
He's driving by one, and it's
just
tiny little red
driving
hat.
by.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
It's really cute.
Such a tiny little red
Yeah.
hat.
I mean, I think that there should be a whole public works project
To give
to
all
keep
birds
artists
hats.
at work just putting hats on creatures.
That's amazing.
Oh,
I don't like that it hurts them though, because it's super cute.
well, there's another interview.
No, I don't really think it.
You don't think it's that cute?
No, I'm sorry. engaging with chat. I forgot I'm not supposed to. I forgot how it works.
Chris, you son of a bitch.
I know. Let's pretend it didn't happen.
I don't know how I'm going to edit this.
So, do we know that they're gluten, though?
Does it say? Have you read that?
KVVU reported that a local animal rescue and a pigeon advocacy group known as Lofty Hopes has serious concerns about the negative impacts the hats will have on the pigeons.
Ain't no bird want to fuck another bird in a red hat.
At first, I was like,
they do.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
At first, I was like, oh my god, that's cute. Maria Hillman told KVVU. Then I was like, wait a minute, how'd they get those hats on there?
Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, so they said maybe it's because of the rodeo. Let's be for real. Rodeos are fucking horrific and terrible for animals and should be outlawed because they're garbage.
Yeah, at a rodeo, they probably are Brad nailing these little hats on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, rodeos are shit.
Hillman runs an advocacy organization whose slogan is a pigeon positive movement.
Weird.
There's, you know what?
Weird. Okay.
Pigeons are a finite resource, guys. We can't.
True.
Out of all the
waste
animals
the pigeons
that are at a level of finitism, though, pigeons aren't exactly top priority.
Really worried about the pigeon and rat community in the city. Are they going to make it?
While the identity of the person putting the hats on the pigeon remains unknown, Hillman told KVVU her organization is on a mission to track down the birds and remove their hats. Did they glue them? What does it mean for them?
Oh.
Is it something that's going to impede their flight or attract predators?
Well, if it impeded their flight, though,
you should be able to track the person
down
down
pretty easy.
You should be able to just
run and grab the pigeon that can't fly.
Yeah. Well, you should also be able to find out who's putting them on there because they're all just going to be walking around by some guy's house.
Yeah, that's true. They're all
going to be right there.
Well, how widespread is this? Are there 2 or 1,000?
Yeah, that's true. We've only seen a couple.
I've seen like 2.
That's not cool to glue stuff to animals.
We don't know if that's what's happening. They never even confirm if they're actually gluing it to an animal or not.
That's true.
It's a mystery we don't know.
But speaking of protected animals,
we could assume that they're held on with good intentions and hope.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Speaking of protecting animals, we have spiky bodysuit protects small dogs from big enemies. Now let me throw up this picture.
Is this going to be a little Mad Max gimp dog? Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Oh my god!
It looks like a punk rock dog.
It does.
No, it looks like
a little gimp dog.
It looks like Road Warriors. The Nemesis is little.
It's a dog covered in little spikes.
It's like a tiny little Pekingese or something, and it's got black sweater thing on with big silver spikes coming out of it.
A new North Vancouver company is out to make the outdoors safer for little dogs.
Looking to make little dogs kinky again.
Allison Columbus and Janice Voth work together at the same veterinary clinic in North Vancouver.
I like Vancouver.
Noticed small dogs coming in with puncture wounds, suffering from attacks from other large breed dogs, raccoons, and coyotes. The little dogs would come in, and half the time they can't come out of those sort of traumatic events.
Aww.
So we just wanted to help and have something that would help them, Voth said. Voth and Columbus started working on a special harness that can fit around the back of the dog and around the neck. It covers the parts of the dog that research has shown that's where coyotes and other dogs normally would go for.
Like they'd run up and try and pick them up from the back.
So the harness is covered with hollow plastic spikes that are lightweight and water resistant. The duo says it's been a year-long process developing the prototype and building up their business, which they renamed Predator Beware.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right.
The B stands for bitch.
The product will be officially launched next month on their website.
I could definitely see this being super useful in more rural areas, not just with coyotes, but also with hawks and stuff that come after, birds of prey that come after tiny dogs.
No, I definitely see a lot of advantages, and I would encourage them to just keep refining that design, fellas.
Just keep trying with it.
I think they need to add they need to add a ball gag in its mouth, a big
red ball gag.
I want him to have
and a zipper suit,
a little helmet with one giant spike coming off.
It does look like some Mad Max shit.
It does. It really does.
Here's the thing too: is it's it just kind of. The dog looks real comfortable.
He does. He
real cute.
I
got another picture
chill.
of the dog.
But it's
he's real cute. He's a real cute little model dog.
He's a cute little dog, but I could see a lot of dogs being don't put that shit on me.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him getting it put on here. Oh, look at him getting it put on here though. He's so cute. He looks so ready for it. Look at that guy.
Oh.
Look at how cute he looks.
He's so cute.
Yeah, man.
He says, "Thanks for putting that harness on me." You're so sweet. You're so sweet, owner.
That's awesome. That's a good story. I like that story.
They need some kind of like turtle shell on the bottom of them, though.
Oh, yeah.
What if they get flipped over?
Yeah. You know, I get it. You can't put spikes everywhere.
Why not?
Maybe we should just start genetically engineering little dogs to
be like pufferfish,
porcupine quills and shit.
Yeah.
Smart.
Or teeth all over their backs.
Boom.
Everybody wants a dog
with
teeth
all over it.
Right?
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I see no downfall.
It's like Tokyo Gore Police or some levels of genetic engineering. There's got to be some Tokyo Gore Police fans out there.
There's some for sure. Just you. You're the only one.
I'm not necessarily a fan. It just seemed like an appropriate reference.
This is an interesting story, and it's an interview, and I'll just kind of read the headline, and you guys can ask questions, and I'll try to answer them. How does that sound?
First one, what's the headline?
All right.
Oh, God damn it. This wearable vest grows a self-sustaining garden watered by your own urine.
Can we just not ask questions and move on?
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
All the questions, first off.
Why?
Is this a self-contained? Is it like a wetsuit in the sense that you can just pee without thinking about it and it waters the garden?
Well, you can see.
Or do you have to take your own urine and like piss in a cup and then
that'll
pour it
answer?
on
But
yourself?
first, take a look at a picture of it. This is an actual picture.
Okay, that looks like old Greg from.
It really fucking does.
The Mighty
like
Boosh.
Dead on. Is this real? Like real? This isn't a satire website.
This is not a
Greg.
satire website. This is from like where is this from?
I pee on
This is
my
from
vest.
CBC.ca. This is Canada.
You have a drink, old
Canada,
Bailey's
what are
from a
you
shoe?
doing?
Anyway, you don't have any questions?
No, I thought you were gonna.
Oh yeah, you want to know how the pee thing works, right?
Yeah, I want to know. Do you
I
have
don't.
to pour? Is it self-contained? Because I'm a lot more interested if it's self-contained. Like I'm in the market for this.
What, you have to have like a catheter and it like feeds up to an irrigation system on the vest?
That's what I want to know.
I don't want to know answers.
Is it just like, is it like an external thing, or do I got to put a tube in my?
You don't have to put a.
We
tube
call it
in.
a pee-pee in my house.
You don't have to put a urethra tube in. You don't have to do that.
No
Catheter.
urethral tubes.
No urethral
It's a catheter.
tube.
Why do we keep making up new words for it?
To be fair, in the article, the headline's kind of misleading. When you actually read it, the person who developed it just said, "I guess you could use human waste."
So somebody just like zeroed in on that and ran with it.
The interviewer said, and when you talk about bodily systems, you're actually talking about fertilizing with human waste. How is that achieved? The creator says, I guess human waste could be used, but the waste is coming from smaller creatures and the pollinators and so forth. So like there's that.
So you got little creatures living on you?
That was the. I thought you might have that.
You got a frog in your
Or like
pocket?
Not little
bees
creatures,
or
like
something,
little
like-
worms and
Okay, so it's now it's
But
a
why-
vest full of worms.
What's the purpose of wearing it? I don't understand. It seems
I
so
think
impractical.
I think honestly,
Yeah, I didn't even think to that level yet of
Like,
why.
just why?
Why
Just
at all?
why?
I'm pretty sure that this is an art thing.
Oh,
No.
that makes it
Yeah.
dumb.
No,
It does
your-
make it dumb.
That's
Your scientists
dumb.
got so worried about whether or not they could, they didn't stop and think about whether or not they should.
Oh,
I really
Playing
don't
God.
know. They are designed to provide sustenance for the wearer in a future world where climate change has degraded the soil and people are forced to flee floods and
right.
other climate
There are
impacts.
other ways to grow things
you're gonna-
besides literally having to wear it on yourself as a vest.
And like, how much calorie intake could you possibly get out of a vest? Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, what are you gonna have 12 peppers on it?
You're gonna
like,
you're gonna take
Are
like
you gonna
little
grow-
basil
I
leaves
want-
and nibble on them.
Yeah.
I want to see a full stalk of corn,
Yeah.
like coming off,
Yeah.
like all the way out.
Like a full ear?
Yeah, just all the way out.
Straight up. This seems like a thing that would be like in a comic. You'd be like, oh, cool. And then if they did it in a movie, you'd be like, oh, you should have left that part from the comic out.
This is
Like, because it doesn't make sense.
It's kind of weird in real life. Yeah.
It's
It's
completely
like
impractical.
If you're some kind of alien race that can have like 1,100 calories a month and survive, then yeah, maybe a vest that takes like 6 weeks to give you a pepper
Yeah.
is, or
Would
like
be worth it, I
one
guess?
tomato, you know. Or if you were a giant and this was part of your like arrangement to feed smaller beings, you
Yeah.
know?
Then it might work.
You know, like a giant turtle.
If you're
that's
like
a city.
Lilliputian, then
Yeah.
so that's the only time this would be maybe practical. Good.
If you're a fucking what?
Lilliputian.
tiny
Lilliputian?
Yeah, if you're tiny.
Mm.
If you could go swimming in this
Yep.
This lava lamp we have on
this
the
lava
table.
lamp,
Um,
it'd be trippy.
moving on from
my mescaline's kicking in, guys.
Sweet. Moving on from dog gimps to human gimps.
Oh.
This is like maybe our most fucked up story. It's not even that bad. Police issue update on latex-clad gimp terrorizing sleepy Somerset village. Now you got to see the picture before you get into it.
Okay.
Here he is.
Oh, creepy.
Oh my God, it's legit
creepy.
terrifying.
Yeah. Basically, this dude was jumping out and saying boo.
That's fucking terrifying.
This
I'd
is
beat
like,
the shit out of him.
Well,
where is this at?
I think I have a controversial stance.
Where is this at?
Somerset.
Where's that?
Another.
Dude, that
I don't
picture,
know, dude. Why are you asking me that?
Is it in America?
No.
That
Okay,
picture was
I was
all...
gonna say that's probably why, because that guy would get shot if he jumped out
definitely.
here at someone.
Somerset is in West England.
That picture, if we could see it again at some point.
Yes.
It's like
Throw it up in a bit.
You can tell he's moving, and it's just out of focus enough that he looks like he's phase shifting into existence or something.
He's got like
I'm trying to see if I have
crazy
another
hands.
picture of him, but I think that is the only one I have. Let me.
That picture is creepier than any Slender Man.
I don't like it.
thing
Yeah,
that
I super don't like it.
It's just a gimp, guys.
No, it's fucked up too.
But the way the
because
picture is like blurry, kind of, and in focus. I'm telling you.
Well,
I
not
think I have a
just
different
that.
stance on this.
It's so fucked up because I'm pretty sure that's a sexual thing for him, and he's involving non-consenting people in it by jumping out at them and getting off on
some
that.
people have
That's sexual
you know
assault.
Some people have sexual things where they're like.
Let's see what I'm saying. Like, this looks like he's got alien hands.
Also looks
It
like
really
he has boobs.
He's out of focus.
Looks
and,
like he has boobies.
Yeah.
It looks like he has male genitalia too.
Listen,
Mm.
I may have a controversial stance on this.
Do you love it?
No.
That's
What's
you.
your stance?
That's you.
Listen.
You took that
I
vacation
think
to
he's
Cornwall
handsome.
recently.
No, I don't think he's handsome.
What's your stance?
What's wrong with popping out and saying boo?
Okay, back to my point.
But okay,
I'm pretty sure
well, I
it's
got a
something
counterpoint.
sexual for him, and he's involving non-consenting
Right,
people in that.
right,
Therefore,
right.
it's sexual assault,
Definitely.
and that's not cool.
Uh-huh.
You want to get your rocks off on weird shit? Just do it with people that are into it. Don't involve.
But like, what if your rocks off are like
Not offing your rocks.
no? What if like getting your rocks off is like getting on the bus and like seeing
don't
other
do it.
people
I don't
get
even
on the
need to hear
bus.
the rest of it.
Like,
Then
and you're
don't do
horny.
it.
Like you're like, ooh, that turns me on.
Then
I'm
that's
on the
fucked
bus.
up, and that's sexual assault.
And I see other people getting on the bus and seeing people getting in and out of the bus, in and out turns me on.
See, I think that's fucked up, and that's still sexual assault. Don't involve non-consenting
guys,
people in your sex stuff.
I'm gonna close the gimp. I don't like
There's
that.
why?
I'm tired of it.
He is creepy. He's real creepy.
You're defending his right to gimp out. in
I'm
public.
defending his right to jump out and say boo, and so are the police because he was released without charges.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if that was here, he would get stabbed
He
or
would get
shot
stabbed, and
so
you know what?
quickly.
You know what? Maybe he deserves to,
Mhm.
right?
You
Because
can't
you
just be
shouldn't
doing that
pop out
shit.
and say boo to people.
Yep.
Well, I
I
think
don't disagree
I
with
fall
that.
on the scale in between here, where I feel like this is the type of thing where you do it, and the police should come and be like, for real. This isn't like
That's basically what happened.
technically a crime yet, but if you ever do this again, we'll write one to make sure that like you can, because really
It should be
it's-
sexual harassment in the
it's
very
like-
least. Like, it's obviously a thing for him to get his rocks off, and that's fucking creepy.
Well, it
I
seems
don't
like it's
know.
like 80% of the way to just like flashing your dong at people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no doubt. The woman, well, one of the women who was,
Did he only do it to women, too?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't say who he only did it to.
Mhm.
But she said that every time she closes her eyes, she sees that face.
It is pretty terrifying. It's fucked
It's
up.
freaky. He's got like red X's
He's got red
for
X's
eyes
over
and
his eyes and
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
sewn together
mouth.
mouth.
Like, that guy's definitely
Um,
doing other fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's not his first and only thing he's doing. That guy's
What are you gonna accuse him of?
sexual deviancy in some
Being a
way or the
serial
other,
killer.
is what I'm saying.
He's totes a serial killer.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Well,
He's the one who helped that old lady put the old man in the fridge.
Speaking of serial
It's their
killers,
grandson.
you ever heard of the movie Psycho
No, what is
by
it?
Alfred Hitchcock?
Alfred?
Alfred. Well, we got
It's spelled Alfred. He was a large man.
what I call a psycho situation.
Oh.
Brazilian man arrested after dressing up as his mother to take driving test for her. That psycho
That's
setup
not-
was yeah.
Listen,
Sorry,
That's
guys.
not
Yeah,
very psycho.
You
No,
really,
no, no.
you really
Is the mother-
oversold it, Dan.
Is the
Yeah,
mother
sorry
alive
about
still?
Yeah, the mother's alive.
Yeah, that's nothing like psycho.
Well, I wanted
you
to
just,
sell it.
You pitched
But
us,
here's a picture.
You pitched us like Star Wars, and we got an
Look,
episode
doesn't
of Arthur
this kind of
from
look
PBS.
like Norman Bates? Right?
Dude, I just love...
Describe it.
She kind of looks like a bartender we worked with at a place.
Oh my
She does-
God,
but
she
describe what she
does.
looks like.
he
Sorry.
he dressed as his mother does.
Is one of these pictures his mother? and one him? Or are they
no,
both
those are
him?
both him.
Okay.
Oh shit! I thought the one on where she's sitting.
He looks fucking good, for real.
Yeah.
He looks fucking good.
He was really trying.
He's got like a really bright flowery blouse on. He's got his hair all curled. He's got makeup on, a long skirt, nails painted. He looks legit.
Why not
in
let
this.
him pass? What's the problem?
Well,
just let this elderly woman drive. That probably shouldn't be able
that's
to.
the problem.
Yeah.
43-year-old man has been arrested in northern.
Oh, wait, his mother would have been like 70.
Yeah. A 43-year-old man has been arrested in northern Brazil for dressing up as his mom to take the driving test for her. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name.
Do it.
But when his
Be brave.
60-year-old mother kept failing her driving test, he decided he would step in, donning a floral dress, sparkling painted nails, fresh makeup, and a wig.
I'd say fresh. Fresh is the term I would use.
He committed, for real.
Fresh.
And he looked great. But yeah, you should not be, if your mother is repeatedly failing her driving test, it's time for her to not drive anymore.
Well,
what were the consequences in Brazil for this? Firing squad? Or like, what are they?
What happened?
It appeared to be working before the instructor became suspicious. She noticed the woman's ID didn't exactly bear a striking resemblance to the woman in front of her, so she raised the alarm. He tried to be as natural as possible. He wore lots of makeup with his nails nicely done, and he wore women's jewelry. Instructor, whose name I also will not try to pronounce, said. The police were called, and he was arrested at the driving school for fraud and misuse of someone's identity. He confessed that he wasn't the woman in question, but her son, who was trying to have him pass so his mom would be able trying to pass as his mom so that he would be able to pass this practical driving test.
Okay.
So, I mean,
not the worst
Not
thing.
the worst crime ever. He's fun.
I like
funny.
his dedication.
Yeah, he went all out for it,
He
man.
did go all out. I'll give him that.
He cares about his mama and her right to drive.
I don't blame him. She'll probably kill people while driving if she's failed that many times.
Yeah. I really want to know what, like, some of these crimes, like the GIMP guy. It's like, I want to know, what do you charge that guy with? Like, when
what do you do?
I don't think you charge GIMP guy. I think you keep a good eye on GIMP guy. Is what I think you do. You keep tabs of GIMP guy, and then you wait for GIMP guy to do something real bad, and then you arrest. No, you don't wait for him to do it real bad. I'm sorry. You keep an eye on him. You wait for him to maybe attempt something, and you stop him.
Yep.
And you arrest GIMP guy.
Who knows how many GIMP guys there are? We can't dedicate a detective to every GIMP guy.
I think we should.
I think once you detect GIMP guy, you have some kind. Yeah. I think the reason that needs to be some kind of crime, right? Even if it's just a misdemeanor, is so that they're like officially on the books.
You need like a There
needs to be like a jumped out in leather with their dong showing.
Oh, you're saying like that should be the specific crime?
No, maybe not that, but what do you charge somebody with?
Maybe that. Maybe you make
that
a crime.
Is there just a general like creepy guy list of like dudes we should maybe watch a little bit?
And like in Brazil guy trying to take the driver's test for his mom, like obviously they're like, well, you're in trouble for something, but what do we call this?
What
crime is this?
Because there's no specific crime for trying to take your mother's driving test.
True.
Right. So is it like impersonating?
No,
that's
person, fraud. That's fraud.
Yeah,
and that's what he got charged
for,
and that sounds reasonable actually. I mean, if you were walking in somewhere with your ID, and trying to say you were somebody else, that's like the definition of fraud.
I try to use your ID to sign up for memberships all the time.
Okay.
And they don't let
me. Like what kind of memberships?
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, moving on to our next story. You remember earlier we were talking about aerosol devices?
Yeah.
Spray cans, the whatnots, the what have yous.
Mm-hmm.
I already read that one. We were talking about the bus full of school kids. Driver who used excessive amount of air freshener blows up his own car by lighting a cigarette.
Whoa.
How much did he use?
That's a lot.
Know.
No,
and how soon
ton.
After did he use it? Did he light his cigarette? Like, is this
moments
just...
after?
Okay,
apparently.
that's a little better.
He tried to light the cigarette with the flaming
while
can
he's
of air
spraying.
This was in Halifax,
Nova Scotia? No,
UK.
Oh.
Firefighters responded to the incident on Fountain Street in Halifax and West Yorkshire, UK, shortly after 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. West Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service said that the explosion is believed to have been caused by excessive use of air freshener.
Is the dude dead?
Why did they say excessive? They believe it's excessive use of air freshener. Did it like reek of air freshener when they got there? Like what is
alongside the picture of the damaged vehicle, the fire service wrote on Twitter, excessive use of air freshener was the cause when the driver lit a cigarette. The outcome was dramatic.
It can't be that just one can in your car is enough to ignite all of the oxygen.
Dude, it's all condensed. You know what I mean?
roll your window down.
Yeah, well, like there was an episode of Mythbusters where they tested that thing about blowing up a house with bug foggers, and it took like so much like per square foot. You know what I mean? So this guy must have been like.
I'm trying to figure out how much he used and if he's alive. That's what I'm having trouble figuring out.
That's what I'm wondering. Is like, did he have one in a case?
Oh, okay. Okay, look. Okay. So this is another quote from Craig Chew Maulding, I think on Twitter. Car explosion in Halifax Town Center. What an enormous bang. I was in an adjacent bar. Emergency services on scene in moments. Unbelievably, the driver just climbed out. Thankfully, there appears to be no injuries.
Dang, that guy's lucky.
Yeah, remember I was talking about smacking my axe cans?
Yeah.
You do stuff like that when you're younger, man. You could survive.
Nobody should do this. Nobody should do this. This is dangerous.
Dan, are you insinuating that you're impervious to fire?
Or
just fire derived from fragrances?
I'm insinuating that I am impervious to small explosions.
Okay.
They don't, not fire.
I'd just like to throw this out there again. Nobody do these things at home.
No.
Don't do anything with any of these things that we have talked
about.
Don't
put your elderly husband in a freezer.
Nope.
Don't
dress in a gimp suit and jump out at people.
Yeah, and go boom.
Don't glue hats to pigeons, and don't fuck around with like aerosol sprays.
Yeah, don't hit your Axe body spray cans with hatchets.
He didn't ventilate it. He just sprayed a bunch of fucking air freshener in his car, rolled up the windows, and was like, That'll help get the smell of jizz out of the seats. and then got in and was like, let's light up, and then lit up a cigarette, and poof, I got a picture of the car if you want to see it. It's dude. I don't know how he survived this. Because it's real bad. Look at that.
Damn.
It's like the top of it is like bowed.
Yeah, the windshield's totally gone.
The windshield's gone.
Like doors are kind of puffed out.
I don't know how you would survive.
It's like it looks like a cartoonish explosion happened where it was just like poof.
Like a big circle.
Yeah.
Judging from that
That's
car,
crazy.
I'm guessing it was Axe body spray again.
Oh yeah.
Axe body spray strikes
Speaking
again.
of, guys, you ever worry about having like a little bit of a funky smell, or you get done from the gym and you want like a quick...
Is this going to be one of those Summer's Eves commercials?
Yeah, I'm vaginally musty right now.
I was going to
Can you relieve my must?
A fake Axe plug, but Axe isn't paying us, so let's just move on to the next story. Next and final on the list, I believe, and there's one thing, two things I want to talk about still
I have
that
an
I don't
update
have on
to
here.
give.
Yeah, Paige has an update, and then there's something else I might want to talk about. This headline says, Best Christmas gift since Jesus. Woman finds out she's pregnant 9 days before giving birth.
Whoa, what?
Oh, that sounds
Why would that be a good thing? Why would anybody be like, oh, thank God, I am not remotely prepared at all, physically, emotionally, or monetarily for what's about to happen in less, like a week. I
just drank hard alcohol a week
every
ago.
day.
Yeah.
For 4 months. I
have a video with the woman and an interview, the baby, everything. You want to see it?
No.
Sweet. Let's pull it up. Where does this take
It just
place?
reminds me of that, like, I didn't know I was pregnant. And
well,
every single
but I
one
think
was
that
like,
this
I thought I
woman
just
may
had to
have...
take a wicked shit, and then it cried.
I think this woman may have legitimately not known she was pregnant. I don't know if she's lying there. I can't back up this.
Wait, which one of them is the pregnant one?
These are the
newscasters.
All right, guys, you ready?
So this is a story you may find hard to believe, especially if you've ever had the privilege of having a baby.
Not once, but twice for me.
There you go.
Let's talk about this Mid-South woman. She found out that she was pregnant just 9 days before she gave birth. She is calling her beautiful bundle of joy, her son, a miracle baby.
Yeah, probably a miracle because he didn't come out with like fetal alcohol syndrome or something. Shit.
Second time you made a joke like that.
Well, yeah.
Fox 13's Siobhan Riley is joining us live from Baptist Women's Hospital in East Memphis. That is the hospital where this young woman, she welcomed her baby boy. Hey, Siobhan.
Darcy, and Lauren Chalk told me that she gave up on having babies because she already had 2 miscarriages prior to that. It was not until the Saturday before Thanksgiving that she found out she was pregnant. And get this, she was 38 weeks along.
Jesus Christ.
Goodness, it's okay. It's okay.
It's easy for Lauren Chalk to smile now. That wasn't the case in 2014 and 2016 when she and her husband tried to have a baby.
Given the history of miscarriages that I
All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that story.
That's not a real healthy-looking baby.
No, because she
didn't know she was pregnant until 9 days before. So good for her. That's definitely, I can see her seeing it as a miracle baby. Definitely, especially if she was struggling. And
Paige is being so polite. I'm surprised.
No, that's good for her. That's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, like, there's a lot of shit you gotta do while you're pregnant to make sure your baby isn't fucked up when it's born.
Like not drink, smoke,
eat a ton of stuff, take
yes.
tons of vitamins that you should be taking.
How much shellfish do you think that woman ate before she had that baby?
All of it.
All the shellfish. That baby has mercury poisoning.
There's
all the mercury in East Memphis. No,
all the mercury.
I was, to start it off when they were talking, I was like, this newscast production is some shit quality. Where is this taking place? Like the
East Memphis, apparently.
Yeah, because I'm like, their skyline has 2 buildings. Like if you look at it, and it's like crappy audio recording and one camera that shoots both of them while they're like super close, like just kind of like talking into one mic that's way up in the air above them.
Now, one thing they didn't go into in the video that we just watched, we didn't get to it at least, is she has polycystic ovary syndrome. Which means she has very irregular periods, so she wasn't necessarily expecting
It does
one.
a lot of things.
I guess maybe she doesn't have one for 8 months. It still seems a little crazy that you wouldn't know you were pregnant.
No, so that fucks up a lot of shit.
Yeah,
like a whole bunch of shit where I could legitimately see that you wouldn't know.
What? But like morning sickness and all that too. You wouldn't have symptoms of that. You wouldn't.
Not everybody gets that.
What about gaining weight? I guess when she was pretty large.
She was kind of a large
lady.
Yeah.
You might not notice as much, I guess.
And like that's one of the things with PCOS is you can just gain. Well, you can be larger. You can gain weight. You can lose weight. Your periods could be really irregular. It could just be spotting, which is a sign of pregnancy. But if you already have that going on, then you're not going to really notice it as being anything different.
Well, I mean that's
and that also makes fertility difficult.
Right.
But holy shit, I wouldn't, like, if I found out I was going to give birth in a week, I would be freaking the fuck out right now.
You wouldn't say, like, this is the best Christmas gift since Jesus?
Fuck no, I wouldn't.
You would be more like, it's the best present since Allah or something?
I'd fucking throw myself down the stairs, for real. That's so fucked up. I couldn't do that.
Jesus Christ, Paige. Okay.
9 days?
Let's just move on.
Adoption's always an option.
To the next story. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
You jump straight to...
like
Chris,
self-abortion too.
You
like
go a week. I want in a
abortions.
week. I want you to go through like some of the most horrific pain ever imaginable.
You don't need to convince me. If I find out I got to leave town 8 days from now, I'm like, oh God, I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now go through birth.
Who's gonna watch my dog and make sure that I don't know, somebody watches Shark Tank at my house?
I'll watch Shark Tank at your house any day you want. So honestly, that kind of wraps up a lot of our news stories. But I want Paige to update us on some big news. But before she does, I'm going to introduce it and kind of talk about it a little bit. So we've talked about...
You're going to introduce her introduction?
No,
yep.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce
Mine's
what we're going to talk
short,
about. It's a really short thing.
It's going to be tiny.
We've
but
talked about the St. Louis trolley.
Oh, yes.
And we have an update on the St. Louis trolley. Now, previously when we had talked about it, it's gone through a lot. It's been a multi-episode thing that we've talked about. It's a local trolley here in a sector of town that nobody ever wanted. Nobody ever wanted this trolley, and they built it anyway.
It covers like 2 miles.
It goes 2.2 miles.
Yeah,
I think.
Yes.
It's a tiny little stretch.
So
in one shopping district. It just follows one road in one shopping district.
So it's been getting progressively funnier. It's hit cars. It's not being ridden by anyone. They
introduced breaks down constantly.
Stand-up comedy on it, which was our introduction into it.
My favorite so far is that when it breaks down, they still sell you tickets, and your ticket is just a coupon.
Refund slip.
Yeah.
That you have to mail in.
You have to mail it. It takes 4
to
6 weeks to get
it's
your
such a shit
$2
show.
back.
So now we have an update on it. Paige, what's the update on the St. Louis trolley?
Today is its last day. It is officially closing down. After over $51 million have been pumped into this fucking shit show that no one wanted, no one asked for, and they were determined to keep around.
Organized crime's real, yo. That's my stance on
it. Chris thinks it's like some.
I think this is like, if you've seen The Sopranos, I feel like this is the Esplanade deal in St. Louis. Like, how does $51 million get spent on a bus, basically?
A shitty fucking rundown bus that can't
runs
even
like
run
3 times
miles.
a day that nobody wants. And then
now the only
down
good thing
constantly.
to come out of this is the Metro department might take it over.
By state.
Okay, well, another state department might take it over.
Who might say, oh my God, this is so inefficient, we need to just get rid of it.
And luckily the funds are there to rip it out, too.
Yes, yeah, that was one of the contingencies of putting it in, is they had to have a grant set aside to fix it.
That sounds even more corrupt, that they baked in even more money to just undo the project.
I wonder if that money even still exists.
But what were
the trolley is gone after today.
What were the numbers on a page? The entire
metro
system?
Oh, the entire metro system has a budget of $280 million a year, and it covers like 29 million miles.
It travels 29 million miles a year.
Whereas the loop trolley cost $51 million and covers 2 miles.
Yeah.
Like 2, or I guess technically 8 miles a day. So if
miles.
you want to do the math, 8 miles a day, because it runs the 3 times or whatever, times 365 days, except it's only been operating like half of the time,
because it's always broken.
It's always broken down. It's always having issues, so it's never running.
And they have like limited runs all the time where they're like, it's only going to run every third Wednesday from 3 to 4.
So if you look at it, this might be one of the most expensive modes of transportation outside of space travel in this country.
All I can ever think of.
For real, like miles for miles traveled.
Yeah.
This might be like a record for expense per mile.
All I can ever think of with it is the Simpsons episode with the monorail. Monorail.
The Phil Hartman character comes to town.
Monorail. Yeah, that's what I always
think
of.
You need a monorail. This is better than a monorail. It's 2 rails.
And everyone hates it.
It's a bi-rail.
So goodbye to you, loop trolley.
Yeah.
No one will ever miss you.
Goodbye and fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hope the king of U City down there gets some kind of,
He should be buried in one of the cars.
No, he should
not like alive, but when he
should
dies.
have like negative financial
repercussions,
but
he
he won't.
There'll be nothing bad to
all.
happen to the rich person behind this.
Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to talk about, and I didn't really have it well prepared, so if this doesn't work out, I'm just going to cut it out. But let's talk about it anyway, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Have you guys heard about this $120,000 duct tape banana thing?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are already familiar with it. I wanted to kind of talk about that. I didn't want to go into the story too much.
What is it?
So for those that aren't, basically there was an art installation, right? And there was a banana, a slightly rotting banana.
It's just a real banana.
Well, I think it was a fresh banana, and it just rotted
okay, it was kind of
time.
okay. Yes.
It's a real banana, though.
That was part of the installment. Was that the banana?
It's a banana taped to a fucking white wall
with duct tape.
With duct tape, and it's a piece of quote unquote art.
And how much did it sell for?
$120,000.
And then what happened to it?
That's my favorite part of the story.
Mine too.
Well, a man named Daytona walked up to the banana.
He's a performance artist.
He's a performance artist. Took the banana off the wall, peeled it, and ate it.
Yep. Which is my favorite part of this.
Apparently, security was pissed. Yeah. They weren't happy. So I was confused on.
Well, where the fuck were they?
Well, I'm
you
confused
can't be
on it.
pissed
Is
if you're
part
just
of the
hang
performance?
Out.
Yeah.
Him eating it. But is it not his banana? I don't understand.
He's not the artist that did the original piece.
So his performance is the banana.
No, he's just a different dude who walked in and ate the banana.
So it's like if I walked
part
in,
of his art.
If I walked into an art installation and just took a piss on a painting, and was like, "Hey,
no,
I'm a performance artist, motherfucker."
So the way to look at it, like I'm sure these artists would want you to, it's like you went in with a tube of acrylic paint and added a little guy in a Picasso, right?
No, but imagine if instead of doing that, I took the Picasso and I just stuffed it in my mouth.
But here's the thing. The argument from, I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying is the performance artist would say he utilized it in his art, which is why it's okay to do. And it's still
well, it's like if I were to rub poop on it and I'm a poop artist.
There you go.
Would that not be turning it into my art?
That would make you a performance artist.
But would that also not make me a, pardon the pun, piece of shit?
Yes.
Ooh, that was good.
Well,
there.
and here's my, I guess, another one of my favorite parts of the story is that after 20 minutes, like one of the curators there just taped a new banana to the wall.
And it's just fine.
And said that it was the idea behind it that mattered, not which banana it was.
I have a maybe controversial stance on this.
What could you possibly have that's controversial about this story?
Modern art is bullshit and performance art is bullshit. And everyone involved in this story is bullshit and none of it's art and none of them are artists.
Well, hold on.
They're all bullshit.
To say that performance art is bullshit, I don't agree with, because performance art is like stage plays or performance art technically.
I guess that's true.
No,
I think of
but when you say I'm a performance artist,
yeah, they're not talking about.
Or like this guy eating a banana.
I mean, performance artist is some weird bullshit usually.
Yeah.
The performing
90% of the time.
So the performing arts is like stage actors, stuff like that.
Yes.
Right. Performance artists are people who
eat bananas,
saw a
taped to
toilet in
wall.
half and sit on it in a street corner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So would you say
Yoko
that
Ono was a performance artist?
You know, like those piece of shit that do like social experiments where they're like, I'm gonna sexually assault women as a social experiment by kissing them on the lips.
Yeah.
Is that a performance art?
No, that's a
No.
rapist. So
No. Well, and so here's the thing with this banana for $120,000.
it's dumb, and everyone involved is dumb. Whoever paid that money, whoever made it, whoever hung it
get-
up
well,
as art,
let me-
everyone is dumb.
Let me
I
make a
think,
point, though. There
it-
is value in art.
Yes.
Let's
Not in this, though.
No.
There is no value in
I
anything that
agree.
happened in
I
this.
think that a group of secret police should go to the home of the person who
Whoa.
paid $120,000 for this banana taped to the wall.
Yeah.
And they should seize 50% of their assets.
I think they should
and
see
redistribute
50%
it.
of the
You don't- you
banana.
don't
and
deserve this
redistribute
They
it.
anymore.
don't deserve it.
You don't deserve this money.
They should give half of whatever they have to poor people.
because
who, you know
they're
what they'll
too
pay?
dumb
They'll
to
they'll
hold that
spend
money.
$1 on a banana,
So
not
wait,
$120,000.
What do they even do? Do they, when you buy this, do you untape it from the wall? Isn't part of it being on the wall? Did they give you the whole wall?
Yeah, well, that's like saying, like, I would like to buy that dance you just did for me. Like, how do you buy an intangible thing? The
How
whole
do
I
thing.
you
mean, bananas
buy
are
a whisper?
tangible,
Yeah.
but like you're
We need
buying,
to make an album called that.
Intangible banana.
you're buying the banana on the wall. Not like it's part of it's the banana on the
So
wall
you're-
is the piece of
So
art.
what? For $120,000, you get the idea of taping a banana to a wall.
Yep.
I can do that in my house.
That's
for
what I'm saying,
$3.
dude. Modern art is stupid, and everyone that partakes in it is also stupid.
That's what I'm saying. If you spend $120,000 on that, what you're doing is you're like, I'm so rich
Yeah.
that I will just wipe my ass with money. You know.
Fuck poor people.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, maybe my original stance wasn't harsh enough, and they should be literally
Oh.
fed to the homeless.
Uh-oh. I don't know about that statement. Maybe the banana should be.
No,
No, okay.
no, the person who
no.
spent the $120.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
there's
listen, I'm a reasonable person. They should only be fed to consenting homeless people that are fine with eating
That are fine eating people.
human
yeah.
flesh.
Okay.
Okay.
You
I'm
know,
in.
you don't just go to like any soup kitchen and add people to,
No,
the food
that's
and don't
too much.
tell them.
Yeah.
No.
So,
I've seen that movie.
As you all can tell, I'm a humanitarian.
Yeah.
Yes.
You care about humans eating humans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is what a humanitarian is.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys had heard about
It's like
that.
a
I think
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You just only eat human. And you don't use
man.
cow milk. You use human breast milk.
Yep.
You're one of those
no.
creepy guys on Craigslist that's like, I need.
I'm into the
It's an
holistic food
emergency, a
movement.
medical emergency.
Only the purest grade D worms milk.
Milk.
See, milk. Worms milk.
Um,
I need Miak, like from Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh no.
and that concludes our news segment. But just because Connor's not here doesn't mean we're not doing a conspiracy corner. This week we still have to finish up by doing Paige's conspiracy corner. Paige, what do you got for us?
All right, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of setup here before we get too into it.
Uh-huh.
So the Great Pyramid of Egypt.
I'm familiar.
Never heard of it. Can
You guys familiar with it?
Let's start way at the beginning.
Way at the beginning. All right, so there's a pyramid.
Okay.
It's great, and
And it's in
Egypt.
Gotcha.
And it is the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu, and it is one of the three that people think of. It's the larger one. The other two are considered to be tombs of his sons. It is the oldest of the seven wonders of the world. It was completed around 2560 BCE. And it is made from 23 million blocks of stone, some weighing over 70 tons each. So it's a huge, massive
That's a
undertaking to build this.
Well, that must have cost almost as much as the loop trolley.
Almost. It's got to be close. It's got to be close. So because it's so massive and these stones used in it are huge, how do you guys think they built it?
I think that because there was no radios or entertainment or anything else to do, they just got like every guy together and made them pull giant blocks through the desert.
Yeah, and a bunch of
like-
guys,
Yeah.
like as many people as they could
Like
possibly
all
get
the
together.
people.
All
Yeah.
the people. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you guys are both wrong.
Oh,
It was
okay.
dinosaurs. They
Okay.
used
All right.
dinosaurs to build the Great Pyramid.
Of course.
All right.
I don't want to jump. Is this rooted in some weird Bible people stuff? Is it?
Let's get into it.
Okay, I was gonna say this.
So there are two main sources I found for this theory that dinosaurs helped build the pyramids, and the first one is Vince. Is a French name. I'm sorry, everyone. Finiche. That's totally not it. That's 1,000% not it.
Vince Vinici,
It's
I'm
Vince,
from France.
Fenech. Finesse. I'm just going to call him Finesse. We'll pretend that's right. He is an evangelist pastor and director of a fully licensed, state-approved creationist institution.
Okay.
So he's a creationist. And for
Where's
those...
this at? What's? Is
He's
this
French.
Oh, okay.
It might be in Malta where his school is, though. I'm not entirely positive. But for those that don't know creationists, he believes 100% in the Bible creation story, and that the Earth is only like 4,000 years old. And so he believes that dinosaurs and humans lived at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And he believes that they helped build the pyramids of Egypt. And in every article I could find of him and his interviews and everything, he says multiple times that these are only his personal beliefs, but I think he's just trying to save his school from going under because it's state approved, and he's the director of it. He says the dinosaurs are mentioned in the book of Job, and definitely existed at the same time of humans. And so what he's referring to in the Bible, the book of Job, chapter 40 through 41.
The beast of Babylon is a dinosaur?
No, that is one of them, but the behemoth and the Leviathan are the two mentioned in the Bible. And the behemoth description we have is, "Behold now behemoth, which I made with thee. He eateth grass as an ox. Lo now his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moveth his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of God. He that madeth him can make this sword to approach unto him. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, where all the beasts of the field play. He lieth under the shady trees and the covert of the reed and the fens. The shady trees cover him with their shadow. The willows of the brook encompass him about. Behold, he drinketh up a river, and hasteth not. He trusteth that he can draw up Jordan into his mouth.
He was a man yea tall, named Paul Bunyan.
And so, the reason that he argues that this is a dinosaur,
clearly from the description,
and that it's real, is because in this same book of Job, there are only 12 animals mentioned that God created, and all of those are real. So obviously, this one has to be real.
Okay. Yeah, but this could be a giant sloth or an elephant or a mammoth.
So there are a lot of people that actually
any
study
other giant
cow.
There are a ton of biblical scholars that think it's a hippopotamus is the main one that people think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because they argue the whole thing that he can lay down in reeds by the bank of a river and be covered. A fucking dinosaur can't.
Yeah, like you know how a brontosaurus can sit under a tree and
chill
hang out.
Yeah. So a lot of people think it might be a hippo. Then so that's kind of mostly his logic for thinking that dinosaurs existed at the same time, and then just like the pyramids were hard to build, so obviously dinosaurs helped out, right? But there is
because what else could lift that? Only fucking dinosaurs.
Only a dinosaur.
I've seen Jurassic Park and World and Lost World. I've seen all of them, just to be clear, not to just name all of them.
Jurassic.
And they're strong creatures.
Yeah, they can help you move giant
for
stones.
sure. And you know what else I've watched?
What?
Ever heard of a little program called the Flintstones?
What?
That documentary series on History Channel?
That's
true. It's a docudrama.
They use dinosaurs in everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
Even as garbage disposals.
Yep.
Even as garbage disposals, yeah.
And vacuum
cleaners.
You got
a good point. Yep.
So I'm just saying,
there's some validity to it.
There's some validity to it with the Flintstones and the Jurassic Park.
The documentaries.
The documentaries.
Unless you start coming up with some evidence to the contrary, I think I'm on board.
Yeah, right?
I think this is clearly...
Oh, wait, we have more evidence.
But I was already sold.
I was already sold, but
right,
you got more.
so-
But wait, there's more.
So besides this French creationist, there is an Egyptologist, a very famous Egyptologist. His name is Nabir al-Samud. He found the palette. He didn't find it. This has been found before. The palette of Narmar.
What the fuck is the palette of Narmar?
It's actually huge, and
It's
we have
a
a
real
lot
thing?
of we have a lot of hieroglyphics because of it. We learned a lot of translation because of it. It's a very famous tablet that's
It's not
really
like
well
this
preserved.
made up dinosaur bullshit.
No. This is actually
Okay.
legit. This
like
is
the
this is a
Rosetta
real thing.
Stone
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
historical and it's very important, and we've
Okay.
learned a lot from it.
You know, just like the dark saber.
Mm-hmm.
So it is from around the 31st century, and we have a picture from that, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, you want to
Throwing
see
that
this
up
picture?
for me. So this is just a tiny bit of his proof.
Obviously, look at this proof. That proves it to you right
Oh,
there.
those lions with weird snake necks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are dinosaurs.
Or they're like
They don't look
panthers or something
anything
with
like
just
dinosaurs.
long
no,
necks.
they're dinosaurs.
Oh,
You know,
they don't look like any dinosaur.
this
I've ever seen.
Egyptologist says they're dinosaurs, so they're dinosaurs.
Okay.
Why
Yep.
did they draw them like cats then? Why do they have cat
Or like
ears and
llamas.
faces? Yeah, I didn't
Because
even think
they're
of that.
dinosaurs.
They fair enough. Oh,
So-
you're right. They look more like they probably are llamas.
Yep.
Or camels.
Yep.
No, that ain't a camel. They could have done a better job doing a camelback.
Well, I mean, I
so
guess
those
like
are-
you can't have artist interpretations of anything or like just bad drawings.
Yeah.
It's
So this isn't his only argument, though.
Okay.
This isn't his only.
I mean,
argument.
it's a pretty.
They found some dino scat in the desert.
They did find some texts.
They were say they did find some scat.
They did. No, there were some texts discovered in 2013 that date back around 4,600 years.
Yeah.
They are supposedly written by men who participated in the construction of the Great Pyramid themselves. So this is some great actual like people that were there that we can use as a reference point. And these ancient texts describe Ra Nit Ka, which we've heard of before. We have other texts with him. It's described as the god beast. They originally thought it was to be like a whale, kind of the way it's described, like a big ass whale, like a leviathan. But now, after these texts came out, they describe him as living both on land and water, and he's said to have helped move materials used in the construction of the pyramid. They believe it describes a brontosaurus of some kind because it says things like the tail can kill an army of men and its neck reaches out to the sky.
What is this, fucking Ark?
So they think it kind of describes a dinosaur, right? Yeah. With that description.
All right, how do you fucking train a giant building-sized
They did.
brontosaurus?
You know how you do it? You don't. You don't do it at all.
No, according...
And then you make up shit like this to sell your religion.
According to this picture, you just tie some ropes around their neck.
Yeah.
So, doesn't seem too hard to me.
The necks don't really reach the sky.
No, they reach like 8 feet in the air.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's, I know they did lots of symbolic drawing, but like, scale. You know what I'm saying? Give us a sense.
This
of
might
scale.
even be what they thought fucking giraffes looked like or something.
It could be.
I don't know if there's desert giraffes.
No, but giraffes are in Africa, and that's
not that far.
A lot closer to there than brontosauruses would be.
Well, actually,
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to another point. There are fossils of a thing called paraletian.
A paralegal. I've heard of that.
No, it is like it seems very similar to a brontosaurus, but it's a new kind of dinosaur. It's not a brontosaurus. It is a vegetarian, and it does have an extremely long neck and an extremely long tail, and they did find them in Egypt.
It's called an herbivore.
Yes.
A vegetarian is a human.
That's fair. That's fair.
They carbon date them bones.
And its name means tidal giant. So there is some kind of connection to like the water and the land. So they did find that. I also found one article I could not actually find any evidence for real backing this up that they maybe found dinosaur bones inside of one of the pyramids. But again, I found this on literally one article, nowhere else.
I mean, and even if
and
they
that could
did,
happen. That could happen,
that's not like impossible for dinosaur bone to end up in a pyramid.
And from the article I read, they weren't arguing that dinosaurs built the pyramids. They think they just put it there.
This was like a separate article you were reading. Yeah. Well,
unrelated.
Okay. That actually makes sense.
So then, though, doing some more digging, this like super famous Egyptologist that everyone quotes.
Is that a real job?
Yeah.
Yeah, Egyptologist is real.
There's just some like jobs that are so specific that you're like, there's no way.
This is very specific.
Like gynecologist.
Yes, like how are you just a vagina doctor?
Like,
there's no way that's real.
It's too specific.
Vagina specialists.
What? No, an Egyptologist is basically
it.
like an Egyptian archaeologist. Okay. Just because there's so much there.
True.
It's its own thing.
True.
And so he's in all these articles, they use the exact same quotes. It's the exact same story from him, exact same pictures.
Okay.
And they always just say world famous Egyptologist, right? So then I finally found another article. He might not be a real person. Like, he might not even exist. If you Google this guy, the earliest thing you can find is the article I referenced in this, which is from World News Daily Report, which is an American newspaper based in Tel Aviv, Israel, and it's often considered satirical and Zionist and has been accused of being fake news.
Oh, wow, okay. I was going to say, it's also too many things that are supposed to sound legit put together. It's like super real news, trust us.
Exactly, yeah. And apparently that's the first mention you see of this guy who's supposed to be like a world famous Egyptologist. So he might not even exist. He might just not even be a thing.
Right.
So.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, so this guy that made up this
There's two people behind it. A creationist who just in passing was like, yeah, dinosaurs obviously built the pyramids. And then an Egyptologist that might not even exist.
So wait a second.
Wait
a second. You're telling me this entire conspiracy is resting on the heads of a creationist and a person who might not be real.
And the Israeli version of the National Enquirer.
Yep, exactly.
Which the National Enquirer has posted like Bigfoot baby articles and shit like that, right?
They used to put like every year Bat Boy on the cover for like
yeah, that's
like
true.
one run.
That's true.
Well, I mean, it's That's one of the dumber conspiracies we've done
in
terms of like validity.
Yeah, not like the Vril, where there was all
exactly.
kinds of
Okay, well, okay, to be fair.
I didn't want to delve into something that was going to take like 6 episodes to hash out.
True.
So...
I mean, this is pretty easy to just say, well, that's stupid.
This also, in all fairness, is more plausible than the Vril.
It's true. And it made me laugh pretty hard.
Wait a second.
Made me laugh real hard
Give
when
me
I read about it.
Your argument for why this is more plausible.
Why do I
than
think
the
it's
Vril.
it's less ridiculous to think that Egyptians lived alongside dinosaurs as to think that there is currently a race of lizard people that have infiltrated all thread of society.
You know what?
And live.
Say no more, Chris.
We get it.
I'm starting to see.
They live in the hollow earth. Your point, where the core of the earth acts as their sun.
I'm starting to see your point. That's
and
fair.
they also, according to that conspiracy, have dinosaurs in there with them. Which I don't know if you guys even got into with Connor, but that's part of the Vril thing.
Only a little bit.
Holy God. I honestly, let's not retouch on any
the Vril, they live with dinosaurs in the Earth's core.
And those dinosaurs help them build the pyramid.
Oh my God.
Build.
This is just an extension of the Vril conspiracy.
We're coming back around.
Holy shit.
We're coming back
Where
around.
do you think they got the dinosaurs? It's from the Vril.
And turning this back around to Jurassic Park and the Vril and cloning. What's the central theme in Jurassic Park? Connect the fucking dots, Chris. See the bigger picture.
Don't play
dinosaurs.
God.
Don't play God. Sometimes life finds a way.
Well put.
Anyway, I guess that's it, huh?
That's all I had. It was a short, sweet, and to the point one. And so just so you guys know, the dinosaurs built the pyramids.
Okay. Well, I guess that's where we're going to wrap up the podcast then, Chris, unless you got anything else to add to it.
To the dinosaur thing?
Yeah.
Listen, I just think a bunch of people who lived to the age of 30 and then died built the pyramids.
Oh, wait, I
broke
forgot.
their backs doing it.
Oh, there's an important detail still.
No dinosaurs involved.
There's one detail. An actual Egyptologist, Pierre Tillet, is the one who found the tablets that he references. Not the one of Narmer, but the ones that were found in 2013.
Yeah. What does he say?
He actually found them, and he actually translated them. And he says that the tablets just say that there's a rock quarry 8 miles away, and that they moved the stones by boat during Nile flooding seasons. He says there's nothing in it at all about dinosaurs. So I forgot to add.
Oh, that's a pretty important point.
Yeah.
Paige is like, I think you're trying to sell this dinosaur.
I'm in, guys. I'm invested.
Conspiracy.
I'm invested. I dig it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, Paige, that was lovely. That was lovely.
Thank you.
You did a great job filling in for Connor.
Thank you.
You did.
Who will be here next time, guys, on next month's episode of the PearCast. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We do this once a month. Same thing every month. Recap some of the month's funniest news and then follow it up with some ridiculous conspiracy theory. Usually a segment hosted by Connor, but Paige, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes, good job, Paige.
Thank you.
You did a way better job being Connor than I did being myself.
Chris, you did great. I loved having you here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, shucks. Thanks.
You got anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I got a few plugs I want to do.
Do them.
There's this great up-and-coming comedian, Eddie Murphy. You guys should all check out. He's really struggling right now. Hit him up on social media. Let him know you're out there. Let him know you care.
Yeah, let him know you came from the PearCast, huh?
Smash that like button.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey, well, to add to what you're saying, yes, whatever you're listening to this on, subscribe, like it, follow it, whatever you have to do to get notified of the latest episodes. Because we only do this once a month, and sometimes we do it like a month and a half after the last one. And in this case, because
we're great at typing, y'all.
It's been like 45 days, and we're doing it at the end of the month. We're really busy with the holidays. So we appreciate you guys listening. Paige, what do you got to say?
Yeah. I'm Not Quite Heroes, HEROES, on all social media, but I don't really know how Twitter works, so find me on other things than that.
She's on there.
I am. I don't know how to use it, though.
Check her out on that Insta. She's an
She
influencer.
is on Insta.
Find me on Insta. That's a better way.
An influencer.
I know how that works.
Yeah.
I'll post all my dinosaur Egyptology.
You can also find us all on Pinterest.
Pinterest. Oh, my God. You sounded like an elderly fucking man there.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, if you want to check out more episodes of the PearCast, like, you can just find them on whatever you're listening to now, but you can also go to our website at danpearbig.com/PearCast. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at DanPearBig. I also stream on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/DanPearBig. That's actually where we're live right now recording this episode. So you can follow me on there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Catch us next time when the full gang will be here. Hopefully Chris comes back and joins us again.
We'll see.
We'll see how lucky I am.
How lucky you are, Internet.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and stay vigilant for clone dinosaur people.
Yep.
Yeah, watch out.
Watch out and stuff.
They're not even evil. They just helped make pyramids. They're chill. They're good dinosaurs.
I've seen Jurassic.
The Egyptians had to kill all the dinosaurs because they knew too much.
They knew too much.
They're like, we don't want the Mesopotamians knowing how to make pyramids. We got to kill these dinosaurs.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't blame them. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Bye.
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 I'm Chiquita Banana, and I've come to say I come from Little Island down Equator Way. I sail on big banana boat from Caribbean to see if I could help good neighbor Policy. I bring a song about bananas. I sing it low, I sing